Well, good evening, everyone. I am Aurelius, and we're doing something really fun. We're gonna be reading a book. Okay, and I'm gonna be playing some music as well. So let me know if you can hear the music, everyone who is watching. But yeah, I'm gonna be reading a book today. Apparently, The Alchemist is winning, not by that much though. I'm gonna end the poll over here. But yeah, thank you for popping in, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Pyro? How are you, Connor? How are you, Sneaky? Thank you guys for popping in. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Do you guys want me to read this book from the start or from where I left off yesterday? Wait, you actually yes, I'm gonna read a book the entire stream. That's it. Oh my god, hi! Yep, I'm gonna be reading a book the entire stream. Actually, no, I lied. Not the entire stream. I do want to share one more thing with you guys. Wait 1 second, I need to connect my board. Hi, Maddie. Okay, everyone in the chat, answer. Should I read this book from the start or from where I left off? Story time. And can you guys hear the music? But this is something else that I wanna, this is perfect for walking my dog. Nice. Okay. So, you have a dog? I don't know you had a dog. But okay, so, I've been collecting some cards. There's something called a Woolies. We've got this Woolies Disney collection card, so I've been collecting some cards that I want to share with you guys. Okay, wait, I'm gonna turn the lighter, actually. Nah. Can you all see that? Okay, hold on. That's Chewbacca. What if I face it this way? Please don't fall. Chewbacca? Yeah, okay, so I got blue something in Brilliant Diamond. I got blue moo in who's Blue Moo? Okay, so I want to quickly share these. So I've got 21 of these cards. I just want to quickly share with you. So I got Chewbacca. Chewbacca, Rocket, who's this? Storm, not Storm. I don't know who this is either. This is Socks. I also don't know who this is. Who's this? Oh, Kevin and Doug. This is Miguel, I love Miguel. Wally and Eve. What was this guy's name again? Russell, that's right. Mike Wazowski. I got Mike Wazowski, I got Jesse, I got Woody, I got Aladdin, I got Dumbo, I got Thumper. I got 2 Thumpers actually, damn, I should give one away. Got Thumper, Bambi, who's this? Alice, Tigger, Olaf, that's Olaf. Minnie and Mickey. So I've got all of those, and I went shopping today, so you collect these with shopping. I got shopping today, and I got 12 more cards to open, so I'm going to open it with you guys. There are 100 cards to collect, and I'm hoping that I don't get doubles of anything. I already got double of that one that I forgot. But anyways, let's go. Thumper again. We got Socks and Chewbacca. We already had those 3. Okay, now, hi book reader. I love reading books. What's your favorite book? Have you been reading a book this year? Do you have any recommendations? For everyone who wants to read books? Okay, let's go for the next ones. This is Simba! Hey! Let's go! We just got Simba! How good is that? We got Thor as well! Heck yeah! And Ewoks! Yo, these 3 were good pulls. We got Ewoks, we got Thor, and we got Simba. Sweet. And let's go for this last, not last one, we got 3 more. Bro, we got so many cards on our hands today. Okay, The Art of Deal is a great book. Yeah, what's it about? Yeah, me too, I love books. Milk Tank Shiny is blue. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Pluto? Nice. Captain America, heck yeah! We got Captain America, and R2-D2! Suck it. For everyone who's collected this, I got R2-D2. Okay, next. Story time with Mama Aurelius. I'm in. Let's go. I'm gonna start The Alchemist in a sec. Okay, I'm gonna read The Alchemist. Are we gonna read from the start or from where I left off yesterday? Goofy. That's Miguel. Luke Skywalker. I hope you all are jealous. Okay, Luke Skywalker. And last one. Start. Alright, sweet. I'll do it from the start. And last one, 100 Wonders. We already got Pluto. Captain Marvel, a lot of new ones. Ahsoka! Hell yeah! Bro, we got so many good pulls today. I'm talking about these like they're Pokemon cards. We got so many good pulls today, heck yeah. That goes to the collection now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to collect 100 in the end. But yeah, this is how big the collection looks for me now. Alright, anyways. As we all... This is not a book. I'm about to start reading the book anyway right now. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen. I know this is weird. I normally do gaming streams. I normally play video games and all that. But today, apparently, I'm reading a book. And the book is going to be The Alchemist over here. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. I'll be honest, I've already read 3/4 of this book. I've already read 3/4 of this book. I read this when I was in America while I was doing all my journeys. I read 3/4 and I never ended up finishing it. And yeah, that's gonna be the goal this year sometime. I'm gonna finish this book. I'm also gonna finish this book, Sophie's World. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. We're gonna get right into this. Let's go. I'm gonna skip all the prologues and stuff. I'm gonna skip all the monologues. And we're gonna go straight into part 1. This is not a book, that's the prologue, part 1. Okay, anyways. Healing my inner child. So, let's begin. The Alchemist. Can you see? Part 1. I'm sorry to everyone who was already watching yesterday because I already read this, but yeah, we'll go with this. The boy's name was Santiago. Dusk was falling as the boy arrived with his herd at an abandoned church. The roof had fallen in long ago, with an enormous sycamore that had grown on the spot where the sacristy had once stood. I can't say words. Look, he decided to spend the night there. He saw to it that the sheep entered through the ruined gates and then laid some planks across it to prevent the flock from wandering away during the night. There were no wolves in the region, but once an animal had strayed during the night, and the boy had to spend the entire next day searching for it. He swept the floors with his jacket to lay down, using the book that he just finished reading as a pillow. He told himself that he needed to start reading thicker books. They lasted longer and they made for more comfortable pillows. It was still dark when he awoke, and looking up, he could see the stars through the half-destroyed roof. Also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for the 6 likes as well. And the music is still playing. Good. Next page. I wanted to sleep a little bit longer, he thought. He had the same dream that night as a week ago, and once again he had awakened from it. Before it ended. He arose, taking up the crook. Began to awaken the sheep that had still slept. He had noticed that as soon as he awoke, most of the animals had also begun to stir. It was as if some mysterious energy was bound to his life to the sheep. Was bound? Wait, what? Some mysterious energy bound his life to the sheep. With that, whom he'd spent the past 2 years leading them through the countryside in search of food and water. Sorry, I keep looking at chat again. Hold up. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, sweet. They are so used to me that they know they are so used to me that they know my schedule, he muttered. Thinking about that for a moment, he realized that it could be the other way around, that it is he who had become accustomed to their schedule. But there was a certain number of them who took a bit longer to awaken. The boy had prodded them one by one with his crook, calling each by name. He had always believed that the sheep were able to understand what he said, so there were times where he would read them parts of the book that had made an impression on him, or he would tell them of the loneliness or the happiness of the shepherd in the fields. Sometimes he would comment to them on the things that he had seen in the villages as they passed. But for the past few days, he had spoken to them about only one thing: the daughter of a merchant who lived in the village they would reach in about 4 days. He had been to this village once, the year before. The merchant was a proprietor of a dry goods shop. He always demanded the sheep be sheared in his presence, so that he could not be cheated. A friend had told the boy about the shop, and he had taken his sheep there. I need to sell some more, the boy told the merchants. The shop was busy, and the man had asked the shepherd to wait until the afternoon. So the boy sat on the steps of the shop and took a book from his bag. I didn't know shepherds knew how to read, said a girl's voice from behind him. A girl that was typical of the region of Andalusia, with flowing black hair and eyes that vaguely recalled the Moorish conquerors. Well, I usually learn more from the sheep anyway, rather than the books, he answered. During the 2 hours that they talked, she told him he was the merchant's daughter, and spoke of the life in the village, where each day was like all others. The shepherd told her of the Andalusian countryside and related the news from the other towns where he had stopped. It was a pleasant change from talking to sheep. How did you learn to read? The girl asked at one point. Like everybody learns, he said, in school. Well, if you know how to read, why are you just a shepherd? The boy mumbled an answer that allowed him to avoid responding to her question. He was sure that the girl would never understand. He went on telling stories about how his travels and her bright Moorish eyes went wide with fear and surprise. As the time passed, the boy found himself wishing that the day would never end and that the father would stay busy and keep him waiting for 3 days. He recognized that he was feeling something that he had never experienced. The desire to live in one place forever, with the girl with the raven hair. His days would never be the same again. But finally, the merchants appeared and asked the boy to shear 4 sheep. He paid for the wool and asked the shepherd to come back in the following year. And now, it was only 4 days before he would be back in the same village. He was excited, and at the same time, uneasy. Maybe the girl had already forgotten him. Lots of shepherds passed through, selling their wool. It doesn't matter, he said to the sheep. I know other girls in other places. But in his heart, he knew that it didn't matter, and he knew that the shepherds, like seamen, and like other traveling salesmen, always... I can't get over how they wrote seamen. Okay. Always found a town where there was someone who could make them forget the joys of carefree wandering. The day was dawning, and the shepherd urged his sheep in the direction of the sun. They never have to make any decisions, he thought. Maybe that's why they always stay close to me. Seamen is crazy. It's not like S-E-M-E-N, it's S-E-A-M-E-N. Like people who are in water. Bloody seamen. Okay, anyways, continuing. The one thing that concerned the sheep were food and water. As long as the boy knew how to find the best pastures in Andalusia, they would be his friends. Yes, their days were all the same, with seemingly endless hours between sunrise and dusk. Oh, that one, I know, right? Alright, moving on. And they had never read a book in their young lives, and didn't understand when the boy told them about the sights of the cities. They were content with just food and water in exchange for generously giving them their wool, their company, and once in a while, their meat. If I became a monster today and decided to kill them one by one, they would become aware only after most of the flock had been slaughtered, thought the boy. They trust me, and they've forgotten how to rely on their own instincts, because I lead them to nourishment. Book reader, I'm not going to be answering that many questions because I'm reading a book, but yes, I have played rugby. I'm going to give everyone a 2-question pass. After that, no more questions. The boy was surprised at his thoughts. Maybe the church, with the sycamore tree growing within, had been haunted. It had caused him to have the same dream for the second time, and it was causing him to feel anger towards the faithful companions. He drank a bit from the wine that remained from his dinner, and of the night before, he gathered his jacket closer to his body. He knew that a few hours from now, with the sun at its zenith, the heat would be so great that he would not be able to lead the flock across the fields. It was that time of the day when all of Spain slept during the summer. The heat lasted until nightfall, and in all that time he had to carry his jacket. But when he thought to complain about the burden of weight, he remembered that because he had his jacket, he had withstood the cold of the dawn. We have to be prepared for change, he thought. He was grateful for the jacket's weight and warmth. The jacket had a purpose, and so did the boy. His purpose in life was to travel, and after 2 years of walking in the Andalusian terrain, he knew all the cities of all the regions. He was planning on the visit to explain to the girl that it was that a simple shepherd that knew how to read. That he had attended a seminary when he was 16. His parents wanted him to become a priest, and thereby source pride for a simple farm family. They worked hard just to have food and water, like the sheep. He had studied Latin, Spanish, and theology. But ever since he's been a child, he always wanted to know the world, and that was much more important to him than knowing God and learning things about man's sins. Did I press something? Nah. One afternoon, on a visit to his family, he had summoned up the courage to tell his father that he doesn't want to become a priest, that he wants to travel. People from all over the world have passed through the village, son, he said. They come in search for new things, and when they leave, they basically are the same people as when they arrived. They climb the mountains to see the castle, and they wind up thinking that the past was better than what we have now. They have blonde hair or dark skin, but basically they're the same. They're the same as people who live right here. But I like to see the castles and towns where they live, the boy explained. Those people, when they see our land, say that they would like to live here forever, his father continued. Well, I like to see their land and see how they live, the son said. The people who come here have a lot of money to spend, so they can afford to travel, the father said. Amongst us, the only ones who travel are the shepherds. Well, then I'll be a shepherd! His father said no more. The next day he gave his son a pouch that had 3 ancient Spanish gold coins. I found these in the fields. I wanted them to be a part of your inheritance, but use these to buy your flock. Once upon a time, there was an Aurelius who wished to see Sonia. Yeah, I know, right? Read me a bedtime story, Papa. Reading. I actually am reading. Unfortunately, Sonia thought Aurelius was too short for her, and in the end, oh my god, wow. Mel, I can't believe you would write that. You are... Mel. Alright, continuing on. Mel, that made me sad. Continuing on. Take to the fields, and someday you'll learn that our countryside is the best, and our women are the most beautiful. And he gave the boy his blessing. The boy could see his father's gaze, a desire to be able to himself to travel the world, a desire that was still alive, despite his father having to bury it over dozens of years, under the burden of a struggling for water to drink, food to eat, and the same place to sleep every night for the rest of his life. The horizon tinged with red, and suddenly the sun appeared. The boy thought back to the conversation with his father and felt happy. He had already seen many castles and met many women, but none equal to the one that awaited him several days hence. Ugh. I'm just gonna hide the two book people in this channel. Y'all are annoying. Let's keep the vibes good, okay? Let's keep the vibes good in the chat. Any sense of a bad vibe, you'll be gone. Alright, anyways. He owned a jacket, a book that could trade for another, and a flock of sheep. But most importantly, he was able every day to live out his dream. If he were to tire of the Andalusian fields, he could sell his sheep and go to sea. By the time he had enough of the sea, he would already have known the other cities, other women, and other chances to be happy. I couldn't have found God in the seminary, he thought, as he looked to the sunrise. Whenever he could, he sought out a new road to travel. He had never been to the ruined church before, in spite of having traveled through those paths many times. The world was huge and inexhaustible. He had only to allow his sheep to set root for a while, and he would discover other interesting things. The problem is that they don't even realize that they're walking a new road every day. They don't see the fields that are as new and seasons as changing. All they think about is food and water. Maybe we're all that way, the boy mused. Even me. I haven't thought about other women since I met the merchant's daughter. Looking at the sun, he calculated that he would reach Tarifa before midday. There, he could exchange his book for a thicker one, fill his wine bottle, shave and have a haircut, and prepare himself for the meeting with this girl. With the girl. And he didn't want to think about the possibility of some other shepherd with a larger flock of sheep that had arrived there before him and asked for her hand. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting, he thought. As he looked again to the position of the sun, he hurried with pace. He suddenly remembered that in Tarifa, there was an old woman who interprets dreams. Oh my god, Aurelius, hi! Hi Jacob, how you going? I'm reading a book. Reading The Alchemist, I'm on page 14 now. We're close to where we were yesterday. We're only 24 minutes in, okay, sweet. By the way guys, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this stream. I'm assuming it's going to go minimum 1 hour. But yeah, we'll see. I'll try to do it as long as I can. It's not even 8 o'clock for me yet. So yeah, alright, anyways. Short Kings, Ian, I know, right? Short Kings. Alright. Damn, we've been getting some spammers. Ugh. They weren't spammers, they were just annoying me, and I can tell that they were trolls. So yeah, 8 p.m. or a.m.? PM, 8 p.m. It's really dark over here. Alright, anyways, moving on. The old woman led the boy to the room at the back of her house. It was separated from the living room by a curtain of colored beads. The room's furnishing consisted of a table and an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and 2 chairs. The woman sat down and told him to be seated as well. Then she shook both of her hands in hers and began to quietly pray. It sounded like a gypsy prayer. The boy already had experience on the road with the gypsies. They also travel, but they don't have flocks of sheep. People said that gypsies spent their lives tricking others. It was also said that they had a pact with the devil, and they kidnapped children and taking them to mysterious camps and made them their slaves. As a child, the boy had been frightened to death that he would be captured by the gypsies, and the children feared the return of the old woman. And wait, what? And this childhood fear returned when the old woman took his hand in hers. I presume Cherry. No, I am reading chat. I am reading chat. I'm looking up at chat like towards the end of every paragraph. Hi Cherry, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Book I'm reading is called The Alchemist, if you wanted to know. I'm currently on page 14 if you want to read along, but I don't assume anyone is reading along. I'm assuming everyone just has me as background noise. But yeah, hello Cherry, how you going? Okay, what the hell is bro doing? Me is reading a book. Aurelius is 15 hours ahead of me. Am I now? Well, damn. That tells you I'm in the future. Alright, focusing. But she had the Sacred Heart of Jesus there, he thought, trying to reassure himself. He didn't want his hand trembling, showing the old woman that he was fearful. He recited an Our Father silently. Very interesting, said the woman, never taking her eyes off the boy's hands, and then she fell silent. The boy was becoming nervous. His hands began to tremble and the woman sensed it. He quickly pulled his hands away. Is there flying cars? We got helicopters. I didn't come here for you to read my palms, he said. He said, already regretting having to come. He thought for a moment that it would be better to pay her fee and leave without learning a thing. That he was giving too much importance to the recurring dream. You came so you can learn about your dreams, the woman said, and dreams are a language of God. When he speaks our language, I can interpret what he said, but he speaks in the language of the soul. It is only you who can understand it, but whichever it is, I'm going to charge you for the consultation. Another trick, the boy thought, but he decided to take a chance. A shepherd always takes his chances with wolves and with drought, and that's what makes shepherd's life so exciting. I had the same dream twice, he said. I dreamed that I was in a field with my sheep when a child appeared and began to play with the animals. I don't like it when people do that because the sheep are afraid of strangers, but children always seem to be able to play with them without frightening them. I don't know why. I don't know how people know the age of a human being. Tell me more about your dreams, said the woman. I have to get back to my cooking, and since you don't have much money, I can't give you a lot of time. The child went on playing with the sheep for quite a while, continued by the boy, a bit upset, and suddenly the child took both my hands and transported me to the Egyptian pyramids. Jacob, you are correct. There are a lot of, I'm not going to say spammers, they're just a lot of trolls right now. I'm saying hi and then bye. It's almost time for me to start my bus route. You're the best. Hope you have a great night and stream. Thank you, Sen, and I hope you have a lovely shift at work. And hopefully we can catch up again sometime soon. But yeah, anyways, moving on. He paused for a moment to see if the woman knew what the pyramids of Egypt were. Trolls be targeting reading streams, how sad. Oh, bruh. Trolls be targeting everyone, hey. He paused for a moment to see if the woman knew what the pyramids of Egypt were. Maybe cousin of Richard Simmons. Oh man, there are more of him. Alright, focus. He paused for a moment to see if the woman knew what the pyramids of Egypt were. He said nothing. Then, at the Egyptian pyramids, he said the last three. Oh wait, then, at the Egyptian pyramids, he said the last three words slowly, so that the old woman would understand. The child said to me, "If you come here, you will find a hidden treasure. You'll find a hidden treasure." And just as she was about to show me the exact location, I woke up. Both times. The woman was silent for some time. Then she began to take his hand and study them carefully. "I'm not going to charge you for anything now," she said, "but I want 1/10 of the treasure if you find it." The boy laughed out of happiness. He was going to be able to save a little bit of money, money he had because of a dream that was about a hidden treasure. "Well, interpret the dream," he said. "First, swear to me. Swear that you'll give me 1/10 of your treasure in exchange for what I'm going to tell you." The shepherd swore that he would. The old woman asked him to swear again while looking at the image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. "It's a dream in the language of the world," she said. "I can interpret it, but the interpretation is very difficult. That's why I feel I deserve a part of what you find. And this is my interpretation. You must go to the pyramids in Egypt, and I have never heard of them. But if it was a child who showed them to you, they exist. There you'll find a treasure that will make you a rich man." The boy was surprised and then irritated. He didn't need to seek out an old woman for this, but then he remembered that he wasn't going to have to pay her anything. "I don't need you to waste my time. I didn't need to waste my time just for this," he said. I told you that your dream was a difficult one. It's simple things in life that are the most extraordinary. Only wise men are able to understand them, and since I am not wise, I have to learn other arts, such as reading palms. "Well, how am I supposed to get to Egypt? I only interpret dreams. I don't know how to turn them into reality. That's why I have to live off what my daughters provide me with. And what if I never get to Egypt? Then I don't get paid. It wouldn't be the first time." The woman told the boy to leave, and she had already wasted too much time with him. So the boy, disappointed, had decided that he would never again believe in his dreams. He remembered that he had a number of things he had to take care of. He went to the market to get something to eat. He traded his book for one that's thicker, and he found a bench in the plaza where he could sample the new wine that he had bought. Mel. The trolls are the antagonist of Aurelius anime. Oh, bruh. Aurelius lore, apparently. Pirate W stream. Thank you. Okay, moving on. The day was hot and the wine was refreshing. The sheep were at the gates of the city in a stable that belonged to a friend. The boy knew a lot of people in the city. That's what made traveling appeal to him. He always made a new friend, and he didn't need to spend a lot of time with them. When someone sees the same people every day, as had happened with him in the seminary, they wind up becoming a part of that person's life, and then they want the person to change. If someone isn't what others want them to be, the others become angry. Everyone seems to have a clear idea of how other people should lead their lives, but none about his or her own. By the way, I currently listen to X. X, as in XXXTentacion. I don't even speak Spanish. Mamito vente, olvido la gente. Sé que tu cuerpo me pide calor. That one. Damn, boy listens to X. Which one? What song are you listening to? I love XXXTentacion. I'll be honest, my favorite XXXTentacion song is, I don't even speak Spanish, but my second favorite would be Jocelyn Flores. I also like Sad, but yeah. All his hits, to be honest, nice. Enjoy listening, and I'm gonna read. Hello, Joseph, how you going? Beware, there's a whole bunch of trolls coming into the chat. I don't know why. But, moving on, let's go. He decided to wait until the sun had sunk a bit lower in the sky before following his flock back through the fields. 3 days from now, he would be with that merchant's daughter. He started to read the book. That he had bought. On the very first page, it described a burial ceremony, and the names of the people that were involved in the ceremony were very difficult to pronounce. If he ever wrote a book, he thought, he would present one person at a time, so that the reader wouldn't have to worry about memorizing a lot of names. When he was finally able to concentrate on what he was reading, he liked the book better. The burial was on a snowy day, and he had welcomed the feeling of being cold. As he read on, an old man sat down beside him to try to strike up a conversation. "What are they doing?" the old man asked, pointing at the people in the plaza. "Working," the boy answered dryly, making it look as if he wanted to concentrate on reading. Actually, he was thinking about shearing his sheep in front of the merchant's daughter. So that he could see that he was someone that was capable of doing difficult things. He had already imagined the scene many times. Every time, the girl became fascinated when he explained that the sheep had to be sheared from the back to front. He also tried to remember some good stories that relate to sheared sheep. Most of them he had read in books, but he still wouldn't tell them if they were from personal experience. Most of them he had read in books, but he would tell them as if they were personal experiences. She would never know the difference, because she doesn't know how to read. Meanwhile, the old man persisted in his attempt to strike up a conversation. He said that he was tired and thirsty and asked if he might have a sip of the boys' wine. The boy offered up his bottle, hoping that the old man would leave him alone. I always wanted Jason Momoa reading stories to me. Well, I hope you get that. LMAO's Aurelius the Scholar. What's up, Sam? How you going? Someone exclaimed, "Lumi, hi!" Wait, you're actually reading a book? Yes, I'm reading The Alchemist. Yes, I'm actually reading a book. Yo, Lumi, I wish I could write you love songs, but I'm not a songwriter. Anyways, hi. Exclamation mark Sam the Pokemon and exclamation mark Lumion, please. If Lumion doesn't have an exclamation mark, can we go get her link real quick? But yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you guys for the 9 likes. Okay, I'm gonna watch real carefully now. Giovanna, does Lumion... You a singer, I know, don't hide it. You know what, Lumion, I'm gonna quickly make you a command. Hold up. Channel. Honestly, I really should have sat down with like a cup of Milo or something. Oh, thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, so exclamation mark Lumion. Hold up. Exclamation mark Lumion. Milo is busting, I agree. Music is a tad bit too loud. Okay, hold on. How's the book? I've said this before, honestly. I've honestly actually already read like 3/4 of the book. But I'm reading from the start for you guys, and the reason I'm reading it from the start is I completely forgot what page I was even on. But yeah. Yeah, I was wondering about the music too. It's Glitch X City. It's a Glitch X City live stream. Okay, there's the link, and we're gonna submit. Okay, anyone who's brave enough to do !Lumion, do it. Okay, tell me if that's better. If it's louder than me, okay. I just put it down. Is it still louder than me? Yeah, way better? Perfect. To be honest, I wanted it to be loud, but yeah, because I'm pretty loud myself. Alright, perfect. Anyways, let's get back to the book. Let's get back to the book. Sounds better? Add com, D's nuts all over, yeah. You can't add a com. Soz. Alright, yeah, anyways. Nah, you're chill right now. Lumion, Lumion, Lumi, Boomy, Banana Fauna. Where's Boomy? That's not how you where's Boomy? Boomy, where are ya? It's only 8 o'clock. She's probably with her family right now. Alright, anyways. Bob, hi! Hello, I'm reading a book. Okay, focusing. I'm gonna read a book. And hi Bob, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Okay, the old man wanted to talk, and he asked the boy what the book he was reading was about. The boy was tempted to be rude and move to another bench, but his father had taught him to be respectful for the elderly. So, he held out the book to the man. For 2 reasons. First, that he himself wasn't sure how to pronounce the title, and second, if the old man didn't know how to read, he would probably feel ashamed and decide on his own accord to change benches. Said the old man, looking at the side of the book as if it was a strange object. This is an important book. This is an important book, but it's really irritating. The boy was shocked. The old man knew how to read and had already read the book, and if the book was irritating, as the old man said, the boy still had time to change it for another one. It's a book that says the same thing almost. It's a book that says the same thing. It's a book that says the same thing almost all other books in the world say, continued the old man. It describes people's inability to choose their own personal legends. And it ends up saying that everyone believes the world's greatest lie. What's the world's greatest lie? The boy asked. It's this. That at a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us, and our lives become controlled by fate. That's the world's greatest lie. That's never happened to me, the boy said. They wanted me to be a priest, but I decided to become a shepherd. Much better, said the old man, because you really like to travel. W streamed. Thanks, Fatalis. ! Fatalis only over here. Kid Leroy sucks. I disagree. I disagree. I like Kid Leroy. Anyways, spills paint all over the floor, chat. Oh, bruh. Sam just over here role-playing. Beautiful magic tree. What does that mean? Hi, Joseph. Hi, Fatalis. Hello. Hi, Fake Bob Ross. Fatalis. Yep, there you go. Thanks for the link drops. I'm sorry that I'm trying to get to the chat after every paragraph, by the way. So, yeah, please be patient. If I miss a message, I'm probably not gonna scroll up. Just remember. But yeah, anyways, man, my day is trash since my headset broke. It's okay, man. You're gonna listen to me read a book. You're gonna listen to me read a book and talk to chat. But anyways, let's go. This stream makes me, I'm happy. He knew that I was thinking, the boy said to himself. The old man, meanwhile, was leafing through the book, without seeming to want to return it at all. The boy noticed that the old man's clothing was strange. He looked like an Arab. Which was not unusual in those parts. Africa was only a few hours away from Tarifa. One had only to cross the narrow straits with a boat. Arabs often appeared in the city, shopping and chanting their strange prayers several times a day. Where are you from? The boy asked. I'm from many places. No one can be from many places, the boy said. I'm a shepherd, and I've been to many places, but I come from only one place, from a city near an ancient castle. That's where I was born. Well then, I could say I was born in Salem. I said that in such a fucking Arab accent. I said I was born in Salem. I really said Salem. Okay, I was born in Salem. Do you guys want me to say Salem or Salem? Alright, anyways. It's 3 a.m. I feel I better sleep. I had to go run. I had to run. Good night, all. Oh, no, that's okay, Lumi. I understand. I hope you have a lovely stream. I hope you have a lovely sleep and have good dreams. I hope you have a lovely sleep and have good dreams. Thank you for popping in while you did. Appreciate that. Alright, what's up, Justin? How you going? Whoa, what, brother? Racist book, ayo. Man, we were talking about gypsies and Arabs. Okay, no, I'm not gonna give you spoilers. I was about to say what happens in the book, but I won't give you any spoilers. Anyways, also I'm jelly of that diamond pickaxe. I got it last year. All right. Anyways, let's continue on with the book. Racist book here. What are we reading? We are reading a little book called The Alchemist. Yeah, it's called The Alchemist. Okay. Continuing on. What book are you reading? Books are new. The Alchemist. The Alchemist was a bestseller like back in 1990 something. I'll pay you. Oh no, I'm lagging. I lagged for a second. I'll pay you a diamond. I'll pay you a diamond for it, lol. Alright, apologies, I know I'm lagging right now. I'll wait until I'm in the green and then I'll continue with the book. Lagging down hard, crashing down hard. Yeah, I know, right? Damn. We start talking... Alright, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for the 10 likes on the stream. If you're enjoying me reading this book, make sure you hit the like button. Alright, anyways, continuing on. He was thinking what I was thinking, the boy said to himself. The old man, meanwhile, was leafing through the book without seeming to want to return. Oh, I already read this part. From many places. I was born in Salem. The boy didn't know where Salem was, but he wanted to ask, fearing that he would appear... But he didn't want to ask, fearing that he would appear ignorant. He looked at the people in the plaza for a while. They were coming and going, and all of them seemed to be very busy. So, what's it like in Salem? He asked, trying to get some sort of a clue. Oh, Jacob. It's okay. Don't time out Muhammad. Don't time out Muhammad is no longer gonna be people. He's not a troll. He's not a troll. We think he's a troll, but he's not a troll. But it's okay. Anyways, it's okay. I can see Muhammad. Hi, hello, how are you? It's like it's always been. It's like it's always been. No clue yet, but the boy knew Salem wasn't in Andalusia, and if it were, he would have already heard of it. And what do you do in Salem? He insisted. What do I do in Salem? The old man laughed. Well, I'm the king of Salem. People say strange things, the boy thought. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better to be with the sheep, who don't say anything. And better still to be alone with one's books. They tell incredible stories at a time when you want to hear them. But when you're talking to people, they say some things that are strange, and you don't know how to continue the conversation. Mine are fuck. I can't pronounce this. Guys, I'm gonna write what this guy's name is. Someone, just look at what this guy's name is. It is, I don't know how to pronounce, man, I feel. That's the guy's name. Oh my god, okay, shit. My name is Melchizedek. Oh no, bro, that is such a difficult name. Okay. My name is Melchizedek. 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 Okay, anyways. My name is Melchizedek, said the old man. How many sheep do you have? Enough, the boy said. He could see that the old man wanted to know more about his life. Well then, we've got a problem. I can't help you if you feel you've got enough sheep. Oh yeah, duh. The boy was getting irritated. He wasn't asking for help. The old man who had asked for a drink of wine, he had started the conversation. Give me my book, the boy said. I have to go and gather my sheep and get going. Give me 1/10 of your sheep, the old man said, and I'll tell you where to find the hidden treasure. The boy remembered his dream and suddenly everything was clear to him. The old woman hadn't charged him anything, but the old man, maybe he was her husband, was going to find a way to get much more money in exchange for information about something that didn't even exist. The old man, probably a gypsy too. But before the boy could say anything, the old man leaned over, picked up the stick, and began to write in the sand of the plaza. Something bright reflected from his chest, with such intensity that the boy was momentarily blinded. With a movement that was too quick for someone his age, the man covered whatever was in his cape. When his vision had returned to normal, the boy was able to read what the old man had written in the sand. There, in the sand of the plaza of the small city, the boy read the names of his father and his mother, and the name of the cemetery that he had. Seminary? I said cemetery. Holy crap! The boy of the seminary he had attended. He read the names of the merchant's. He read the name of the merchant's daughter, which he hadn't even known, and he read things that he never told anyone. Melchizedek, I can't pronounce Indian names. Bruh. Same. I'm from South Asia, I can't pronounce South Asian names, man. 6th grade literature class. I mean, the reading level for this isn't that big. The reading level for this is it's much different for that, but The Alchemist, it's a coming of age story, but yeah. Anyways, yep, Valiant sounds absolutely correct with the, and those who drop out this year from literature class. The reading level for this isn't that big, and yeah, but I think it's really creative. Just so you guys know, this was a best-selling book once upon a time. But the reading level isn't that high. I think the actual reading level, like Valiant said, it might actually be for 6th graders. The level, so the skill of reading that you need. Alright, anyways, moving on. I'm the king of Salem, the old man said. Why would a king be talking with a shepherd? The boy asked, awed and embarrassed. For several reasons, but let's say the most important is that you have succeeded in discovering your personal legend. The boy didn't know what a person's personal legend was. It's what you've always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they're young, knows what their personal legend is. Hefty got a... Wait, what do you mean? Where? Like, did I say his name? Probs. Okay, anyways. Moving on. My last message before I show speed. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, anyways, let me continue. At this point in their lives, what's up with the trolls earlier? I heard something about that happening. Okay, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of trolls on my channel since yesterday. Who knows? Maybe the two people who raided me, there were a lot of trolls on their channels and they just, like, transferred over to my channel and then fucking multiplied. Maybe something like that happened, I'm not sure. We've had, like, a couple of trolls on this channel today. They're not spammers, they're just trolls. But anyways, let's move on. At this point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They are not afraid to dream and yearn for everything that they would like to see happen to them in their lives. But as time passes, a mysterious force begins to convince them that it will only be impossible for them to realize their personal legends. None of what the old man was saying made much sense to the boy, but he wanted to know about what this mysterious force was. The merchant's daughter would already be impressed when he told her about that. It's a force that appears to be negative, but actually shows you how to realize your personal legend. It prepares your spirit and your will because there is one great truth on this planet. Whoever you are or whatever it is that you do, when you really want something, it's because the desire originated in the soul from the universe, and it's your mission on Earth. Even when all you want to do is travel or marry even when all you want to do is travel or marry the daughter of a textile merchant, yes, or even in search of a treasure, the soul of the world is nourished by people's happiness, and also by unhappiness, envy, and jealousy. To realize one's personal legend, a person's only real obligation. All things are one, and when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. They were both silent for some time, observing the plaza of the town and the townspeople. It was the old man who spoke first. Okay. Vocator, book reader, Jesus H. Christ, holy. No pun intended. I'm gonna lurk, but casual chill reading. Yes! Thank you for popping in time, mister. I really appreciate that. Alright, anyways. These dilly damn trolls, man. I know, right? I know, eh? But anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying this reading stream. I hope this is going fun for you. We've been going for almost an hour. We are currently 25 pages in. We are currently 25 pages in. Thank you guys so much for popping in. Thank you guys for the 11 likes as well. If you haven't hit the like button already, make sure you do so. And for those who are wondering, The Alchemist. That's what I'm reading. Okay, anyways. You ending? No, I'm just saying thank you. What are you doing right now, Pyro? By the way, I'm just assuming people are watching this casually while doing everything else. I'm loving this stream. I got in the background while drawing. Sweet! You better show me your drawings later. But anyways. Did you see Razzie soft reset of the shiny Applin for like 3 or 4 minutes before he got... Really? That was quick. Should we try to learn Old English and read Dr. Seuss books for another stream? Fuck no. Okay, anyways, let's continue. Why do you tend to a flock of sheep? Because I love to travel. The old man pointed to the baker standing in his shop window at the corner of the plaza. As a child, that man wanted to travel too, but he decided first to buy a bakery and put some money aside. When he's an old man, he's going to spend a month in Africa. He never realized that people are capable at any time in their lives of doing what they dream of. He should have decided to become a shepherd, the boy said. Well, he thought about that, the old man said, but bakers are more important people than shepherds. Bakers have homes, while shepherds sleep out in the open. Parents would rather see their children marry a baker than a shepherd. The boy felt a pain in his heart, thinking about the merchant's daughter. There was surely a baker in her town. The old man continued. In the long run, what people think about shepherds and bakers becomes more important for them in their own personal legends. The man leafed through the book and fell into reading a page that he came to. The boy waited, then interrupted the man, just as he himself been interrupted. Why are you telling me this? Because you are trying to realize your personal legend, and you are at a point where you're about to give it all up. Maddie, rip me, paused. Opinion on lollies? You mean the stuff that you eat? I don't like it that much. I'm studying for English at the moment. Big exams next 2 weeks. English exams in the, 3 to near 4 hours. I remember those. I don't miss those at all, but I'm gonna have some exams coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. Which is gonna frickin' suck, but yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Oh wait, did I miss any messages? I'm on top chat, I might have. I honestly might have. Okay, I'm watching this while playing Genshin. Fatalis, you play Genshin now? Since when do you play Genshin? Damn, bruh. Hope you're enjoying that. I can't see a message. Book. Yes, book. Okay, anyways, let's continue. And that's when you always appear on the scene. Not always in that way, but I appear in one form or another. Sometimes I appear in the form of a solution or a good idea, and other times, at crucial moments, I make things easier for people. There are other things I do too, but most of the time, I don't realize I've done them. I'll link the music. I'll actually pin the where the music is coming from. This is a Glitch X City live stream. So, music. Yeah, that's where the music is coming from. Alright, moving on. Dang, that's some Riz right there. What part of anything that this Melody said is Riz? Alright, anyways, moving on. The old man related that the week before he had been forced to appear before a miner, and that he had taken the form of a stone. The miner had abandoned everything to go mine for emeralds. For 5 years, he had been working on a certain river, and he had examined hundreds of thousands of stones looking for an emerald. The miner was about to give it all up, right up to the point where he examined just one more stone, just one more, he would find his emerald. Since the miner had sacrificed everything to his personal legend, the old man decided to become involved. He transformed himself into the stone and rolled up to the miner's foot. The miner, with all his anger and frustration and his 5 fruitless years, picked up the stone, threw it aside. But he had thrown it with such force that it broke, and it fell upon there, embedded in the broken stone was the most beautiful emerald in the world. People learn early in their lives what is their reason for being, the old man said with certain bitterness. Maybe that's why they give up so early. Maybe that's why they give up so early too. But that's the way it is. It is what it is. The boy reminded the old man that he had something about a hidden treasure. Treasure is only uncovered by the force of flowing water. Treasure is only uncovered by the force of flowing water, and it is buried in the same currents, said the old man. If you want to learn about your own treasure, you'll have to give me 1/10 of your flock. What about 1/10 of my treasure? The old man looked disappointed. If you start by promising what you don't even have yet, you lose your desire to work to get it to begin with. The boy told the old man that he had already promised to give 1/10 of the treasure to the gypsy. Gypsies are expert at getting people to do that, sighed the old man. In any case, it's good that you've learned everything in life has its price. This is what the warriors of light tried to teach. The old man returned the book to the boy. Tomorrow, at this time, bring me 1/10 of your flock, and I will tell you how to find the treasure. Good afternoon. And he vanished around the corner of the plaza. Okay, last 2 to 3 lines exactly, Joseph. I don't know how to explain it. I hope you guys... jazzy vibes. I love how Joseph actually went to the live stream to comment there. Bloody Joseph, eh? Nah, Glitchx City is absolutely bloody amazing. I believe Glitchx City just got engaged as well, so congrats to Glitchx City. Alright, anyways. Literally thought the video was over, LMAO. Why would you think the video is over? What video? This video? It's not a video, it's a stream, mate. It's a stream. Why? Did you fall asleep? You wanna know what's... I'm enjoying reading this book so far. Yes. I've already said this before, so I've already honestly read 3/4 of this book. I know everything that's about to happen. I don't know why I didn't go back to reading this book. I was reading it while I was in America, but I never ended up finishing it. So this is one of the books that I want to finish, and just for the sake of it, I'm going from the start for you guys, just to see how a reading stream would go. And honestly, I don't want to play any video games right now, so I'm just reading. Thoughts on the LGBTQ? I'm homosexual, by the way. The fuck? How are you homosexual and dating Danny? I am so lost right now. You're not Are you Fatalis? Pop out chat. Are you Fatalis? I don't think... Something tells me you're a troll account. Wow! It's a troll account! What a fucking head! Oh, what is going on? Why are we getting so many trolls? Damn. What the hell? That's Wait, where's the real Fatalis? Okay, this Fatalis wrote, I love lollies in the game. Opinions on lollies. I had no idea what that is. I'm watching this while playing Genshin Impact. None of that was Fatalis. I ain't gonna lie, these trolls should kill themselves. What the hell? This guy really convinced me for a second. This mofo really convinced me for a second. Where's Fatalis? Is the real Fatalis like somewhere around here? Banned for being a homo. Oh dear. No, they're not banned for being a homo. They're banned. Incoming friend request from Fatalis. No. Ping Fatalis about this? Who's got Fatalis on Discord? I'll put it onto my own Discord. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck a lollies is. Add Fatalis. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but someone was impersonating you on my screen, and I only realized they're trolling a reading stream. No, they're not trolling a reading stream, they're just trying to troll me. I can barely hear. Oh, no, I wasn't talking loudly. I was mumbling. That wasn't me talking loudly. They really said, luckily, there's no trolls now. I know, right? I wonder where these trolls just came from. That's why it keeps spiking. It keeps, the concurrent viewers keep spiking because someone's making alt accounts. Okay. Well, damn, we're gonna have to check every single person who comes in. Hey, music is a tad bit too loud, is it? It might be just this song. It might be just this song. Turn to sub. Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. That's actually a sub. What is it? Subscribers. Subscribe for any duration, and I'll keep watch. I'm good because I got membership. Yep. I turned sub only on. Yep. Yep. Sub only is on. Let's go. I like books. Bob? Hold on. I'm kind of scared now. Someone check Bob's account. Duck. Chicken. Who are all these people? Go to channel. I think Bob's safe for now. Sneaky Fox has like 500 freaking alt accounts. I don't know why Sneaky has so many alt accounts, but yeah. Two of Sneaky's accounts have memberships on my channel. I've just never questioned it. But anyways, yeah, let's go. We got some sneaky imposters, allegedly. Right, anyways, let me read this book. Where am I up to? I'm not reading. No. The old man related that a week before he had forced to appear. No, I read the minor part. The way that it is. Okay, this part. The boy reminded the old man, treasure uncovered, flowing water. The old man looked disappointed. Vanished. Okay. The boy began to read his book. But he was no longer able to concentrate. He was tense and upset because he knew that the old man was right. He went over to the bakery and bought a loaf of bread, thinking about whether or not he should tell the baker what the old man had said to him. Sometimes it's better to leave things as they are, he thought to himself, and decided to say nothing. If he were to say anything, the baker would spend 3 days thinking about giving it all up. And even though he had gotten used to the way things were, the boy could certainly resist causing that kind of anxiety for the baker. So he began to wander through the city and found himself at the gates. There was a small building there, with a window at which people bought tickets to Africa. And he knew that Egypt was in Africa. "Can I help you?" said the man behind him in the window. "Maybe tomorrow," the boy said, moving away. If he had sold one of his sheep, he'd have enough to go to the other shore of the strait. The idea frightened him. "Another dreamer," said the ticket seller to his assistant, watching the boy walk away. "He doesn't have enough money to travel." While standing at the ticket window, the boy had remembered his flock, and he decided he should go back. Oh shucks, you got me. I've been a fake account the entire time. Missy, I I will go over to the UK and I will actually like fucking... I will search for you if you are free. Just realized that Hopes and Dreams is playing. I don't know what that is. What even is Hopes and Dreams? Alright, anyways, moving on. In 2 years, he had learned everything about shepherding. He knew how to shear sheep. He knew how to care for the pregnant ewes. And how to protect the sheep from the wolves. He knew all the fields and pastures of Andalusia, and he knew what was the fair price for every one of his animals. He decided to return to his friend's stable by the longest route possible. As he walked past the city's castle, he interrupted his return and climbed the stone ramp that led to the top of the wall. From there, he could see Africa in the distance. Someone had once told him that it was far from the Moors that had come to occupy I can't read. Someone had told him once that it was from there that the Moors had come to occupy all of Spain. That's what I was trying to read. He could see almost the entire city from where he sat, including the plaza where he had talked with the old man. Cursed the moment that I met that old man, he thought. He had come to the town only to find a woman who could interpret his dreams. Neither the woman nor the old man was at all impressed by the fact that he was a shepherd. They were solitary individuals who no longer believed in things and didn't understand the shepherds become attached to their sheep. He knew everything about each member of his flock. He knew which ones were lame. He knew which ones were about to give birth in 2 months from now, and which were the laziest. He knew how to shear them and how to slaughter them. If he ever decides to leave them, they would suffer. Then the wind began to pick up. He knew that the wind, people called it Levanta. People called it Levanta because on it the Moors had come to the Levant in the eastern end of the Mediterranean. Alright, let's read chat. He called the troll exterminators. Come out, trolls. Nah, bro, trolls, please don't come to this chat. Please leave us alone. Please leave us alone. Okay, anyways. Bob, you are making me. I'm gonna keep an eye on how many subs I have now. Okay, my sub count didn't go up. Bob, what the fuck? Why are you acting like this? Bob, I got a question for you. Where are you from? Where are you from? Answer that. If you give the wrong answer, I'm gonna do the 3-factor authentication with you. Where are you from, Bob? Adelaide? Okay, sweet. What else? Okay. Last year I went to PAX. Yep. I went to PAX and I saw something there and I sent you a video of it. What did I send you a video of? Bob Ross first. Okay. Last question. What can I ask you? Okay. I consulted you about a video that I once posted. What did I consult you? Which video was this that I consulted you with? Tell me that and I will believe that you're Bob. For what? For what? Corpse husband. Okay, good. You're Bob. Next minute, the trolls took over Bob's account and just went and researched all that. Alright, anyways, moving on. You see, Bob, you aren't bloody helping. You answer all those questions and then suddenly, I like books. Are you okay? Bro's throwing up. I know, right? Check, like, all of those Bob Ross accounts. Check all of those Bob Ross accounts. Okay, actually, I know another weird way to authenticate you. Okay, no, it's the real Bob. It's the real Bob. It's the real Bob. Okay, moving on. He likes books, yes. If you think that's bad, I was in work carrying a Pikachu on a bag on my back and shit myself because I thought the black tip of his E was a pigeon. Well, damn. Damn, run. Okay, moving on. The Levanta increased with intensity. Here I am. Between my flock and my measure. The boy thought he had to choose between something he had become accustomed to and something that he wanted to have. I'm lagging. I'm gonna wait until the lag goes away. Alright, it's gone. Okay. There was also the merchant's daughter, but she wasn't as important as his flock because she didn't depend on him. Maybe she didn't even remember him. He was sure that it made no difference to her which day he appeared. For her, every day was the same. And when each day is the same as the next, it's because people fail to recognize that good things happen in their lives every day, and that the sun rises. I left my father, my mother, the town castle behind. They have forgotten used to my being away. Okay. They have gotten used to my being away, and so have I. The sheep will get used to. Bro, why can't I read? The sheep will get used to my not being there, by me not being there too. The boy thought. From where he sat, he could observe the plaza. The people continued to come and go from the baker's shop. A young couple sat on the bench where he had talked with the old man, and they kissed. That baker, he said to himself without completing the thought. The Levanta was still getting stronger, and he felt its force on his face. The wind had brought the moors, yes, but it had also brought the smell of the desert and the desert and of the veiled women. It had brought with it the sweat and the dreams of the men who had once left to search for the unknown and for the gold and adventure and for the pyramids. The boy felt jealous of the freedom of the wind and saw saw that he could have the same freedom. There was nothing to hold on. There was nothing to hold him back except for himself. The sheep, the merchant's daughter, and the fields of Andalusia were only steps along the way for his personal legend. The next day, the boy met the old man at noon. He brought 6 sheep with him. "I'm surprised," the boy said. My friend bought all the other sheep immediately. He said that he had always dreamed of being a shepherd, and that it is a good omen. That's the way it always is," the old man said. "It's called the principle of favorability. When you play cards for the first time, you are almost sure to win. Beginner's luck. Why is that? Because there is a force that wants you to realize your personal legend. It whets your appetite with a taste of success." Alright, anyways. I'll make it more suspicious. You think it's You know the guy. "I'm a big fan of books. You seem like a guy who would be a big reader. True? True. Joseph, I don't know if we're thinking about the same person, but I don't think so. Unless they've just been stalking the shit out of this community." But yeah, anyways, moving on. And yeah, what Pyro wrote, "Can we please stop talking about trolls? Just enjoy the book. Tell me if you like something I read. Tell me if you don't like something I read. Tell me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this book? What are your thoughts on the music? Is this something you'd like to see more often? Tell me those things." Alright, moving on. Then the old man began to inspect the sheep. He saw that one was lame. The boy explained that it wasn't important since the sheep was the most intelligent of the flock and produced the most wool. Where's the treasure?" the boy asked. "It's in Egypt, near the pyramids." The boy was startled. The old man had said the old man had said the same thing, but she didn't charge him for anything. "In order to find the treasure, you'll have to follow the omens. God prepared a path for everyone to follow. You just have to read the omens that he left behind for you." Literally thinking I'm back in school by all the reading Aurelius is doing right now. Literature class for real. So are you enjoying it or not? That's my question. Is this something you're liking so far? Or nah? "Do you like the way I flick my tongue? Oh nah, oh nah." No, but goddamn, we're almost at the 1.5 hour mark. Should I just, like... By the way, how's your day been? My day's been, it's been alright. It's been alright, I've been having a day. I'll read the entire first part, so that's how many pages I got left, which is still a lot of pages. The entire first part, and then I'll stop reading it after that. Which I think is going to take me like at least another half an hour. But yeah, my day's been good. How's your day been, Bob? What have you been up to? Been chillin'. I've been chillin', yes. Alright. Before the boy could reply, a butterfly appeared and fluttered between him and the old man. He remembered something his grandfather had once told him, that butterflies were a good omen. Like crickets and like grasshoppers, like lizards and four-leaf clovers. "That's right," the old man said the old man, able to read the boy's thoughts. "Just like your grandfather taught you. These are good omens." The old man opened his cape, and the boy was struck by what he saw. The old man wore a breastplate of heavy gold covered with precious stones. The boy recalled the brilliance he had noticed earlier in the previous day. He really was a king. He must have been disguised to avoid encounters with thieves. Take these, said the old man, handing out a white stone and a black stone that had been embedded with the center plate of the breastplate. They're called Urim. They're called Urim and Thummim. They're called Urim and Thummim. The black signifies yes, the white signifies no. When you are unable to read the omens, they will help you. When you are unable to read the omens, they will help you do so. Always ask an objective question. But if you can try to make your own decisions. The treasure is at the pyramids. Lagging. Alright, I'm lagging. Okay, let's continue. I don't know how many times I lagged and just didn't notice. But okay. The treasure is at the pyramids, and that you already knew. But I had to insist on the payment of 6 sheep because I helped you make your own decision. The boy put out the stones in his pouch. From then on, he would make his own decisions. Don't forget that everything that you deal with is only one thing and nothing else. And don't forget the language of the omens. And above all, don't forget to follow your personal legend through the conclusion. But before I go, I want to tell you a little story. A certain shopkeeper sent his son to learn about the secret happiness of the wisest man in the world. The lad wandered through the desert for 40 days and finally came upon a beautiful castle high atop a mountain. It was there that the wisest man lived. Rather than finding a saintly man though, our hero, on entering the main room of the castle, saw a hive of activity. Tradesmen came and went. People were conversing in the corners, and a small orchestra was playing soft music, and there was a table covered with platters. Wait, can you guys hear me? Or is the music too loud? Table covered with platters for most delicious food in the world. The wisest man conversed with everyone, and the boy had to wait for hours before it was his turn to be given the man's attention. The wisest man listened attentively to the boy's explanation of why he had come, but told him that he didn't have time. He didn't have time then to explain the secret of happiness. Yeah, yes, as in the music's too loud, or yes, you can hear me. Hi Tessa, how you going? Yes, reading time. Reading The Alchemist. Wait, can you all see? Yeah, reading The Alchemist. Meanwhile, I want to ask you to do something, said the wise man, handing the boy a teaspoon that held the 2 drops of oil. As you wander around, carry this spoon with you, without allowing the oil to spill. The boy began climbing and descending the many stairways of the palace, keeping his eyes fixed on the spoon. After 2 hours, he returned to the room where the wise man was. Well, asked the wise man, did you see the Persian tapestries that are hanging in the dining hall? Did you see the garden that took the master gardener 10 years to create? Did you notice the beautiful parchments in the library? The boy was embarrassed and confessed that he had observed nothing. His only concern had been to not spill the oil and the wise men entrusted to him. Then go back and observe the marvels of my world, he said. You cannot trust a man. You cannot trust a man if you don't really know his house. Relieved, the boy picked up the spoon and returned to the exploration of the palace, this time observing all of the works of the ceiling and the wall. He saw that... Cool, I like it. Good. He saw that the gardens, the mountains all around him, and the beautiful flowers, and the taste with which everything had been selected. Upon returning to the wise man, he related in detail about everything that he'd seen. But where are the drops of oil that I entrusted you with? Looking down at the spoon he held, the boy saw the oil was gone. Well, there is only one piece of advice that I can give you, said the wisest of wise men. The secret of happiness is to see all of the marvels in the world and never to forget the drops of oil on the spoon. The shepherd said nothing. He had understood the story that the old king had told him. The shepherd may like to travel, but he should never forget his sheep. Oh. Oh. I saw Fatalis. What's going on? I saw Discord, but can't hear you because I'm at bingo. I saw Fatalis event. Bro, she can't hear me. She really can't hear me, and she can't hear me, and then she's like, what's going on? So, does anyone want to I feel like I filled her in on the fucking Discord chat. Daney, bloody Daney. I can't hear shit. Yeah, I know you can't hear shit. Then why are you asking? I have you on mute. Does she expect me to write? I'm reading. Regarding Fatalis, it's just what I wrote in my Discord server. Alright, anyways, Danny, your boyfriend was identity theft by a troll. Okay, but Fatalis is at a barbecue. It's Danny. We noticed. This chick. Okay, anyways. Continuing on. And hi Ethan, how you going, mate? Well, happiness, the man looked at the old boy, then taking his sheep. Okay, that's what I'm up to. The old man looked at the boy, wait, what? No. The shepherd may also like to travel, but never forget about the sheep yet. The old man looked at the boy, and his hands, with his hands held together, made several strange gestures over the boy's head. Then taking his sheep, he walked away. The highest point of Tarifa... At the highest point of Tarifa... Hold on. Yeah, let me read, bro. Let me read. Okay. Anyways, at the highest point of Tarifa, there is an old fort built by the Moors. There are from atop its walls, one can catch a glimpse of Africa. The king of Salem sat on the wall the king of Salem sat on the wall of the fort in the afternoon and felt the lavender wind blow on his face. The sheep fidgeted nearby, uneasy with their new owner and excited by so much change. All they wanted was food and water. The king of Salem watched a small ship that was plowing its way out of the port. He would never again see the boy, just as he had never seen Abraham again after having... Who the hell is Abraham? Never seen Abraham again after having charged him with 1/10, him as 1/10 fee. Who the hell is Abraham? What? Okay. Who the hell is Abraham? What's up, Movie Theater King Birdstorm 8000? Thanks for popping in. Name of the book? Name of the book is The Alchemist. Name of the book is The Alchemist. I'm gonna read all of part 1 today. And maybe I'll do future streams like this. But anyways, but the king, that was his work. The gods should not have desires. The gods should not have desires because they don't have personal legends. But the king of Salem hoped desperately that the boy would be successful. It's too bad that he's quickly going to forget my name, he thought. I should have repeated it for him. Then when he spoke about me, he would say that I am something, the king of Salem. I can't pronounce that name. Melchizedek. I am Melchizedek, the king of Salem. He looked to the skies, feeling a bit abashed, and said, I know it's vanity of vanities, as you say, my lord, but an old king sometimes has to take some pride in himself. How strange Africa is, the boy thought. He was sitting in a bar, very much like the other bars he had seen along the narrow streets of Tangier. Some men were smoking from the gigantic pipes they passed from one to the other. Shisha. That's shisha. They passed from one to the other. In just a few hours, he had seen some men walking hand in hand, women with their face covered, and priests that climbed to the tops of towers chanted as everyone about him went to their knees and placed their foreheads to the ground. A practice of infidels, he said to himself. As a child in church, he had always looked at the image of Saint Santiago Matamoros on his white horse, his sword unsheathed, and figures as these kneeling at his feet. What the hell? There's so many messages. Like, imagine saying you're gay, but the real Fatalis has a girlfriend. What a dumbass. I should have been there. It would have been more funnier. I would have made them hella uncomfortable. Okay, gotta go get monies. The troll literally said, thoughts on LGBTQ, and in brackets said, I'm homosexual, by the way. Like, what the fuck? Go in, Danny. Price? Yeah, price. What price? Whose price? Name a price. Also, thank you guys for the 15 likes on the stream. Really appreciate it. I've got a lot of views on this stream so far as well. I actually can't believe it. This stream is currently sitting at 110 views. Alright, anyways. Let's move on. I can't believe that you guys are actually enjoying this. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check how many subs I have. Currently you're on 1,211. Okay, so my sub count hasn't increased, which is really good, I guess. I'm gonna quickly check if there's anyone streaming right now. The fucking Pyro is streaming. GlitchX City is streaming as well, which is where I'm getting this ting. Quickly refresh. I'm not gonna rate anyone right now, by the way, but yeah. Alright, anyways, let's move on. I like books. Bob, shut the fuck up. Please write anything else. Okay, no. The boy felt ill and terribly alone. The infidels had an evil look about them. Besides this, the rush of his travels had forgotten a detail, just one detail, which could keep him from his treasure for a really long time. Only Arabic was spoken in this country. Okay. The owner of the bar approached him, and the boy pointed to the drink that he had been served at the table. It turned out to be a bitter tea. The boy preferred wine, but he didn't need to worry about that right now. What he was concerned about was his treasure and how he was going to go about getting that. The sale of his sheep had left him with enough money in his pouch, and the boy knew that the money that was magic. The money that was magic? What? The boy knew that the money that was magic. Whoever has money is never really alone. Before long, maybe in just a few days, he would be at the pyramids, and an old man with a breastplate of gold wouldn't have lied just to acquire 6 sheep. This chat. Alright, anyways. The old man had spoken about the signs and omens, and as the boy was crossing the strait, he had thought about the omens. Yes, the old man had known what he was talking about. During the time the boy had spent in the fields of Andalusia, he had become used to learning which path he should take by observing the grounds and the sky. He had discovered that the presence of certain birds meant that a snake was nearby, and that a certain shrub was a sign that there was water nearby in the area. The sheep had taught him that. Whoops. If the gods led the sheep so well, he will be able to lead them. He will also be able to lead a man, he thought, and that made him feel better. The tea seemed less bitter. "Who are you?" he heard a voice ask him in Spanish. The boy was so relieved. He was thinking about the omens, and someone had appeared. How come you speak Spanish?" he asked. The new arrival was a young man in western dress, but the color of his skin suggested that he was from this city. He was about the same age and height as the boy. "Almost everyone here speaks Spanish. We're only 2 hours from Spain." "Sit down, let me treat you to something," said the boy, and ask for a glass of wine for me. I hate this tea. "There is no wine in this country," the young man said. The religion here forbids it." The boy told him that he needed to get to the pyramids. He almost began to tell him about the treasure, but decided not to do so. If he did, it was possible that the Arab would want a part of the payment for taking him there. He remembered that the old man said what the old man said about the offering, and something that you didn't even have yet. I'd like you to take me there if you can. I can pay you to serve as my guide." "Do you have any idea how to get there?" the newcomer asked. The boy noticed that the owner of the bar stood nearby, listening attentively to the conversation. He felt uneasy at the man's presence. He found a guide that he didn't want to miss out on. He found a guide and he didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. "You have to cross the entire Sahara Desert," said the young man, "and to do that, you need money. I need to know whether you have enough." The boy thought it was a strange question, but trusted in the old man who had said that when you really want something, the universe always conspires in your favor. He took his money out of his pouch and showed it to the young man. The owner of the bar came over and looked as well. The two men exchanged some words in Arabic, and the bar owner seemed irritated. "Let's get out of here," said the new arrival. "He wants us to leave." The boy was relieved. He got up to pay the bill, and the owner grabbed him and began to speak to him in an angry stream of words. The boy was strong and wanted to retaliate, but he was in a foreign country. His new friend pushed the owner aside and pulled the boy outside. "He wanted your money," he said. Tangier is not like the rest of Africa. This is a port, and every port has its thieves. The boy trusted his new friend, and he had helped him out in a dangerous situation. He took out his money and counted it. "We could get to the pyramids by tomorrow," said the other, taking his money, "but I have to buy 2 camels." I'm more of a sci-fi guy, but I enjoy storytelling enough to listen. Thank you, I appreciate that. This is more like an adventure story. It's more like a self-discovery story. Yeah. I would read sci-fi. I actually got a sci-fi book behind me over here, which it's meant for Danny. I need to find a way to get that book to Danny. I don't know how I'm going to do that right now, because I'm not going to Melbourne. Hold up. How many pages do I have left? Five pages. Technically 10. But yeah. Let's move on. They walked together through the narrow streets of Tangier. Everywhere there were stores with items for sale. They reached the center of a large plaza where there was where a market was being held. There were thousands of people there, arguing, selling, and buying. Vegetables for sale amongst daggers, and carpets displayed alongside tobacco. But the boy took his eye off his new friend, and after all, he had all his money. He thought about asking him to give it back, but decided it would be unfriendly. He knew nothing about the customs of the strange land that he was in. "I'll just watch him," he said to himself. He knew he was stronger than his friend. Suddenly, in the midst of all that confusion, he saw the most beautiful sword he'd ever seen. The scabbard was embossed in silver, and the handle was black, encrusted with precious stones. The boy promised himself that when he returned from Egypt, he would buy that sword. "Ask the owner of that stall how much the sword costs," he said to the friend, and he realized that he had been distracted for a few moments looking at the sword. His heart squeezed, as if his chest had suddenly compressed. He was afraid to look around because he knew what he would find. He continued to look at the beautiful sword a bit longer, but until he summoned the courage to turn around. Alright. Hi Joyce, how you going? Good morning. DMS? No, it's exclamation mark, Dark Moon Sylveon. Sub to the lovely Joyce. Hi Joyce. Hi Joseph. I'm too lazy to type the whole thing. Well, you had to. How you going, Joyce? How are you? How is Tim? And how is Val? I hope you guys had a lovely sleep. I hope you guys have a lovely day ahead of you. I'm assuming it's turning into morning now, right? I'm assuming it's turning into morning. Okay, anyways, continuing on. All around him was the market, with people coming and going, shouting, buying, and the aroma of strange foods. But nowhere could he find his new companion. The boy wanted to believe his friend simply became separated from him by accident, but he decided to stay right there and await his return. As he waited, a priest climbed on top of a nearby tower and began his chant. Everyone in the market fell to their knees, touched their foreheads to the ground, and looked up to the chant. Then, like a colony of work ants, they dismantled their stalls and left. The sun began to departure as well. The boy watched it through its trajectory for some time until it was hidden behind the white houses of the surrounding plaza. He recalled when the sun had risen in the morning. He was on another continent, still a shepherd with 60 sheep, and looking forward to meeting with the girl. That morning, he had known everything that was going to happen to him as he walked through the familiar fields. But now, as the sun began to set, he was in a different country, a stranger in a land where he couldn't even speak their language. He was no longer a shepherd. He had nothing, not even money to return and start everything over. All this happened between sunrise and sunset, the boy thought. He was feeling sorry for himself and lamenting the fact that his life could have changed so suddenly and so drastically. It's morning here, Illy too. He was so ashamed that he wanted to cry. He had never even wept in front of his own sheep, but the marketplace was empty, and he was far from home, so he wept. He wept because God was unfair, and because this was the way God repaid those who believed in their dreams. When I had my sheep, I was happy, and I made those people around me happy. People saw me coming and welcomed me, he thought. But now I'm sad and I'm alone. I'm going to become bitter and distrustful of people because one person betrayed me. I'm going to hate those who have found their treasure because I found mine. Because I never found mine. I'm going to hold on to what I have because I'm too insignificant to conquer the world. He opened his pouch to see what he had left in his possession. Maybe there was a bit left on the sandwich he had eaten on the ship, but he found the heavy book. He found the heavy book, his jacket, and the 2 stones the old man had given him. This stream is an 11 out of 10. Speaking of Zeta Daddy, he just went live. Nice. I guess we got someone to raid in the future now. Okay, moving on. Let's keep reading this. As he looked at the stones, he felt relieved for some reason. He had exchanged 6 sheep for 2 precious stones that had been taken from his gold breastplate. He could sell the stones and buy a return ticket, but this time he'll be smarter, the boy thought. Removing them from the pouch, he could put them in his pocket. This was a port town, and the only truthful thing his friend had told him was that port towns are full of thieves. Thanks. You're welcome. Thanks for what? What are you thanking me for? I'm so confused right now. Val is listening to story time. Hi, Val. I want to give Val some hugs. My cat is downstairs. He's not allowed in my streaming room. But anyways, what are you thanking me for? Bro just said thanks out of nowhere. Whoa. Come. Yeah, there. I love this track. Alright, moving on. Let's read. Now he understood why the owner of the bar had been so upset. He was trying to tell him not to trust that man. I'm like everyone else. I see the world in terms of what I would like to see happen, not actually what does happen. He ran his fingers slowly through the stones, sensing the temperature and feeling the surface. They were his treasure. Just handling them made him feel better. They reminded him of the old man. Music is a vibe. Will you read me a bedtime story every night? Is this sort of a stream something you guys actually want more often? I was thinking about making this a members only thing. I was flirting with that idea because like I said, I want to have a new members only theme every month for members only streams. I was thinking about doing that for that, but should I just do this publicly and just turn myself into a book channel? All of the games are going to be members only. Bruh, we actually hit 2 hours of this reading. Yes, I want this more often. I've done this twice before, but not like in this way. Once I read Sophie's World, and then I read this yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a whole book reading stream. But yeah, I'm assuming people are watching this in the background, they're doing something else and watching, they're doing something else and has the stream on, reading whatever I'm reading right now. What do you guys think of the story? Are you guys actually paying attention to the story, or are you guys just vibing out? Because I'm finding this story, it's really interesting. I think this story is really interesting. Sorry, I have to go, dude. Have a good one. Write I like books one more time. Write it one more time. No, I'm joking. Thanks for popping into Why You Did, Bob. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's move on now. When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it, he said. The boy was trying to understand the truth of what the old man had said. There he was, in an empty marketplace, without a cent to his name, with not a sheep to guard him through the night, but stones. But the stones were proof that he had met the king, a king who knew the boy's past. They're called Urim and Thummim, and they help you read the omens. The boy put the stones in the back pouch and decided to do an experiment. The old man had said to ask it very clear questions. I'm not a mod in his chat. Hold on. Bruh, okay, hold on. Okay, ZK.
I want to give him a thank, bro, don't we? Wait, does he have access to Shadowball and shit, man?
Dan. That's not Fatalis. Fatalis is at a BBQ. Ban him. If you don't listen to me, he don't listen to me. He never listens to me anyways. Someone talking about someone's identity? Yeah, so I had a whole bunch of trolls come in between last stream and this stream. And in this stream, someone was actually impersonating someone that's actually a really big part of this community. And I fell for it until they wrote this one thing, which I'm like, what? You would never write something like that. And then, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading. I ain't a mod on that chat. Hi AMC, how you going? Thanks for popping in, bro. We're reading a book called The Alchemist. I'm gonna read four more pages. I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Probably another, I don't know, minimum 5 minutes, but we'll see. Cause I'm trying to look at the chat after every 1 or 2 paragraphs. Okay, let's go. OMG, it's those guys. It's whose guys? They're handsome fellows. What? Yes, it is. Alright, anyways, let's keep reading. Where was I up to? I completely forgot where I was up to. An omen. The boy smiled to himself. No. Okay, I was right at the top of this page. Who are they impersonating? Clocky. Okay, anyways. So, he asked if the old man's blessing was still with him. He took out the stones and it was yes. Am I going to find the treasure? He asked, and he struck his hand into the pouch and felt around for the stones. As he did so, both of them pushed through a hole in the pouch and fell to the ground. The boy never even noticed that there was a hole in the pouch. He knelt down to find Urim and Thummim and put them back in the pocket and put them back in the pouch. But he saw them lying on the ground, and another phrase came to mind. Learn to recognize the omens and follow them, the old king said. An omen. The boy smiled to himself. He picked up the 2 stones and put them back in the pouch. He didn't consider mending the hole. The stones could fall through any time they wanted. He had learned that there were certain things one shouldn't ask about, so not to flee from their own personal legend. I promised that I would make my own decisions, he said to himself. But the stones told him that the old man was still with him, and that made him feel more confident. He looked around the empty plaza again, feeling less desperate than before. This wasn't a strange place. It was a new one. After all, he had always wanted to I can't read. After all, what he had always wanted was just that, to know new places. Even if he never got to the pyramids, he'd already traveled farther than any shepherd he knew. If he only knew the things that are different in just 2 hours. If they only knew the things that I can't read. If they only knew how different things are in just a 2-hour ship ride away, he thought. Although his new world at the moment was just an empty marketplace, he had already seen it when it was teeming with life, and he would never forget. He remembered the sword. It hurt him a bit to think about it, but he had never seen one like it before. He mused about the things. He realized that he had to choose between thinking for himself as the poor victim of a thief and an adventurer in a quest for a treasure. I'm an adventurer, looking for a treasure, he said to himself. Hi Dorian, how you going? Hey yo, can we get some please in the chat? And we also have AMC Clockwork. Can we also get !AMC Clockwork in the chat, please? Would really appreciate that, guys. How are you? Good morning. I hope you had a lovely sleep, and I hope you have a lovely day planned ahead of you right now. Are you gonna be doing Dwad today? He was shaken into wakefulness by someone. He had fallen asleep in the middle of the marketplace, and life in the plaza was just resumed. Looking around, he saw his sheep. Please, I hope you do. Yeah. Okay. Looking around, he saw his sheep and realized that he was in a new world. But instead of being sad, saddened, he was happy. He no longer had to seek out for food and water for the sheep. He could go and search for his treasure instead. He had not 1 cent in his pocket, but he had faith. He had decided that the night before that he would be as much of an adventurer as the ones he had admired in books. He walked slowly through the market. Merchants were assembling their stalls, and the boy helped a candy seller to do his. A candy seller had a smile on his face. He was happy, aware of the life that was about what life was about, and ready to begin his workday. His smile reminded of the boy of the old man, the mysterious old king that he met. the candy merchant isn't making candy isn't making candy so that later he can travel and marry a shopkeeper's daughter. He was doing it because it's what he wants to do, the boy thought. He realized that he could do the same thing. He realized he could do the same thing that the old man had done, sense whether a person was near or far from their personal legend, just by looking at them. It's easy, and yet I've never done it before, he thought. Dude, the troll is being... Ignore it. Why? What is... Okay, now I'm curious. What is the troll saying? What is the troll saying? I'm gonna message Daney. Daney. Troll is in Dan's chat. I repeat. Troll is in Dan's chat. Okay, guys, I need you guys to do God's work over here. There is a troll in ZK's chat. Can we just go tell him that? Well, I'm just gonna put it here. Just literally just go right. Fatalis is a. That's not Fatalis. That's it. Just go right. That's not Fatalis. That's not Fatalis. Go right that. Just go right there. You can stay in his chat if you want, but I don't want to see that guy in his chat. Okay, yell at Dan. Bro, Dan doesn't listen to me. He don't listen to me. I look out for him, but he don't listen to me. Alright, yell at Dan. I just spammed Daney. I just spammed Daney. It's Daney. Copy. Went over. Yep. Thank you guys, thank you. Okay, moving on. I'm just trying to look out for my man. I'm just trying to look out for him. Dan and Fatalis are two of my favorite people, but thank you. Okay, moving on. Where am I up to? I'm up to here. When the store was assembled, the candy seller offered the boy the first sweet he had made of the day. The boy thanked him, ate it, went on his way. When he had gone only a short distance, he realized that they were erecting the store. One of them spoke Arabic and the other one in Spanish. And they understood each other perfectly well. There must be a language that doesn't depend on words, the boy thought. I already experienced this with my sheep, and now it's happening with people. He was learning a lot of new things. Some of them were that he already experienced and weren't really new, and but that had never perceived before, and he hadn't perceived them because he had become accustomed to them. He realized, if I can learn to understand this language without words, I can learn to understand the real world. Relaxed and unhurried, he resolved that he would walk through the narrow streets of Tangier only in that way that he would be able to read the omens. He knew He knew that it would require a lot of patience, but shepherds knew a lot about patience. Once again, he saw that strange land he was applying. He saw that in that strange land he was applying the same lessons that he had learned with the sheep. All things are one, the old man said. The crystal merchant awoke today and felt the same anxiety that he felt every morning. He had been in the same place for 30 years, a shop at the top of a hilly street where few customers passed. Now it was too late to change anything, and the only thing he had ever learned to do was buy and sell crystal glassware. There had been a time when many people knew of the shop. Arab merchants, French and English geologists, German soldiers who were always well heeled. In those days, it had been wonderful selling crystals, and he had thought he would become rich and have a beautiful woman by his side as he grew older. But as time passed, Tangier changed. The nearby city of Ceuta had grown faster than Tangier. Business had fallen. Neighbors moved away, and there remained only a few small shops on the hill, and no one was going to climb the hill just to browse through a small shop. I don't. What does that say? We still don't want to ban his. We still don't want to ban his choice. I guess. Oh, fucking oath, bruh. I guess. Hold on. One thing, fake news, Aurelius. Fake news, Aurelius. Sure. This guy. Yeah, Aurelius, I think that guy, it's the signs are pointing that him literally said he was thinking, it seems that way now. Dude, that guy just needs to leave. Who is that guy? I don't know who that is, but yeah. I love how I'm over. Okay, I'm not gonna go into dance stream. I'm just gonna get mad. He don't listen to me anyway. You know, he never did. I'll go into his stream later. Who is that guy? I don't know who that guy is, but yeah. Who cares? I messaged Dani about it. She's a mod there. Hopefully she gets there sometime. Check out some awesome merch. Imagine people actually did that. Okay, moving on. Because learning a lot of new things. Relax, unhurried Tangier. All things one, the crystals awoke. Okay, but as time passed, Tangier changed, but crystals. Okay, but the crystal merchant had no choice. He had only lived 30 years of his life buying and selling crystal pieces, and now it's too late for him to do anything else. Lady Espion, hello, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of things at once right now, but I'm reading a book called The Alchemist. Sorry, there is someone who is impersonating Fatalis Plays Games, who's a cherished member of the community, and they're in Zedekiah's chat, but they don't want to take action about it for some reason, despite me knowing that Fatalis is not at home right now, despite his girlfriend confirming that with me. And yeah. Maybe an old viewer of the channel, since they came prepared as Fatalis is going around into other people's chats. Who knows, man? Who knows? But this is not my fight to fight anymore. This ain't my fight. Okay, let's keep going. He spent the entire morning observing the infrequent comings and goings of the street. He had done this for years and knew the schedule of everyone who passed. But just before lunchtime, the boy stopped in front of the shop. He was dressed normally, but the practiced eyes of a crystal merchant could see that the boy had no money to spend. Nevertheless, the merchant decided to delay his lunch for a few minutes until the boy moved on. A card hanging in the doorway announced that several languages were spoken in the shop. The boy saw a man appear behind the counter. I can clean up those glasses in the window if you want," said the boy. The way they look, nobody is going to want to buy them." The man looked at him without responding. In exchange, he could give me something to eat. The man still said nothing, and the boy sensed that he was going to have to make a decision. In his pouch, he had his jacket. He certainly wasn't going to need it in the desert. Taking out the jacket, he began to clean the jacket. The glass. Taking out his jacket, he began to clean the glass. In half an hour, he had cleaned all the glass and windows, and as he was doing so, 2 customers had entered the shop and bought some crystals. When he had completed the cleaning, he asked the man for something to eat. "Let's go and have some lunch," said the crystal merchant. What a troll! He knew how to speak Spanish the whole time. Okay, anyways. Moving on. He put the sign on the door and they went to a small cafe nearby. As they sat down at the only table in the place, the crystal merchant laughed. You didn't have to do any cleaning," he said. The Quran requires me to feed a hungry person." Well then, why didn't you let me do it?" the boy asked. "Because the crystal was dirty and both you and I needed to cleanse our mind of the negative thoughts." When they had eaten, the merchant turned to the boy and said, I'd like you to work in my shop. 2 customers came in today while you were working, and that's a good omen. People talk about good omens," thought the shepherd, "but they really don't know what they're saying. Just as I hadn't realized for so many years that I had sheep speaking languages without any words to my sheep. Do you want to go to work for me?" the merchant asked. I can work for the rest of today," the boy answered. I'll work all night until dawn, and I'll clean every piece of crystal in the shop. In return, I need money to go to Egypt tomorrow." The merchant laughed. "Even if you cleaned the crystals for an entire year, even if you earned a good commission selling every piece, you would still have to borrow money to get to Egypt. There are thousands of kilometers of desert between here and there." There was a moment of silence so profound that it seemed like the city was asleep. No sound from the bazaars, no arguments among the merchants, no men climbing to the towers for chance, no hope, no adventure, no old kings, no personal legends, no treasure, and no pyramids. It was as if the world had fallen silent because the boy's soul had. He sat there, staring blankly through the door of the cafe, wishing that he had died, and that everything would end forever in that moment. The merchant looked anxiously at the boy. All the joy he had seen in the morning had suddenly disappeared. I can give you money I can give you the money you need to get back to your country, my son, said the crystal merchant. The boy said nothing. He got up, adjusted his clothing, and picked up his pouch. I'll work for you, he said. And after the long silence, he added, I need money to buy some sheep. And that's the end of part 1. There you go. Who's still in the chat with me? What did you guys think? We just finished part 1 right now. I hope you guys are enjoying the story. Like I said, I have already read this. I've already read like 3/4 of this book before. I just never finished it, so I know everything that's about to happen. But yeah. Who's in the chat with me right now? Can I get a quick head count? Joseph C. Okay, Joseph C. Darkmoon Sylveon is here. I think it's a great story. Dorian Dice Artsy. Okay, I want to find someone to raid. Hold on, let me see who's live currently. Wardy's live, but it's a members only stream. The only one that's live is Zedeke, and I already sent you guys his way. Yeah. Why not? Let's go show bro some love. So, me is here, sweet. Hashtag Aurelius Kingdom. Okay, everyone, thank you guys for joining on the stream. It's like I find it crazy that you guys actually are listening to me read. We got 21 likes and we are really close to 200 views on this stream as well. We went for just about 2.5 hours. The credits are going to put it... Oh, by the way, I didn't update the credits, so it's going to be the same credits as yesterday, but I'm assuming it's not going to be that different. But anyways, I'm going to call it a stream there. Thank you, everyone, for all your support. Thank you guys for reading. Screw the trolls. Let's go. 200 views over here. Thanks, trolls. I know, right? He is Zedek's hashtag Aurelius Kingdom. I will see you guys there for a little bit. But yeah, that's it from me. Take care, everyone. I am going to turn the desktop audio off. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a lovely day ahead of you, and see you next time. Bye-bye.